Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel, The Vegan Genie. I have a very magical recipe for you guys today. I'm really excited about this one. Not only is it vegan, but it's also a low-waste recipe. So what we're making with this beautiful vegetable right here, these are some radishes with the greens, okay? You want them with the greens. So what we're going to be making with these is a pesto pizza with radish pepperoni. So, and the reason I'm calling it low waste is for two reasons. One being we are going to use all of this right here, okay? We're going to use the greens to make the pesto, and then we're going to use the actual like little radish bulbs here to make our vegan pepperoni. So we're using the whole plant, none of that's going to waste, and we are also making the dough completely from scratch, so no like dough ball from the store wrapped in plastic. So that is the reason I'm going to be calling this low waste, and I'm very excited about it. It's so good. So let us get into it. So we're going to make our dough first, because that is going to have to sit for a little while and rise, so that while that's rising we can make our pesto and our pepperoni. So let's get into it. Alright, I got my stand mixer here. This is the bowl that goes with it. If you don't have one of these, you can just make it in a regular bowl and mix it yourself. It'll just obviously take a little bit more work, but you know, that's perfectly fine. You can do that. I also just want to mention the dough recipe is not mine. I found it on the internet. I tested it, made sure it was a good one for you guys, but I mean, I figured what's the point of me making like a new pizza dough recipe? Like, they're pretty much all the same. And you know, it's flour, water, yeast, salt, sugar, oil. Like, I wasn't gonna come up with anything revolutionary, so I figured, you know, just a tried and true. I will link where I got it from down below. Her name is Sally. It's Sally's Baking Addiction. That is where I got it from, so I'll link that down below. It's her recipe, but I will show you how to make it. So that being said, I have my 1 1/3 cups of warm water here. It's very important that it is warm, it is not cold, it is not hot, it is not room temperature. So basically, you know, you just want to just feel it. If you want it to feel warm, but you do not by any means want it to be like scalding or boiling or hot, because that will kill you the yeast. This nice warm like bath water here is what we want for it to flourish in. So we're gonna start off with that. And next we are going to be going in with our active dry yeast. I have this little glass jar of it, so I'm going to be measuring it out. It's 2 1/4. Yes, it is 2 1/4 teaspoons of this. But if you have those little packets of yeast, it should just be one of those, so you could do that as well. But since we were going with the low waste theme especially, I figured the glass jar is a better way to go instead of individual little packets that you throw away every time. This will last you quite a while, and I'm sure even once you're done with it, you can reuse the jar for something. So this is what I'm going to use. That's going in with the water, and then also some sugar. Look at that, guys. Alright, we're putting it in here. We're just gonna mix it up a little. Nothing too crazy. Alright guys, our yeast, sugar, water mixture is just gonna sit here for like about 5 minutes, and then we're gonna add the rest of the ingredients in the mixer. Alright friends, got a new little angle going on here because this is where the mixer sits. But anyways, so that's been sitting for just a few minutes. Here, let me just show you like what it looks like real quick. Hopefully you guys can see alright and I'm not too shaky because I'm just holding the camera right now, but like, look at how it gets like all fluffy like. It's called blooming the yeast. Kind of crazy. So this is what it should look like when it's ready to go. All right, and then we're gonna be adding our olive oil and our salt. And then I got my flour. We're gonna be adding it just like a little bit at a time is how I like to do it, kind of while it's going, because I just feel like it kind of mixes in better that way. I don't know. Or you can just, I don't know, throw it all in at once and mix it. Maybe that's fine too, but this is how I'm doing it. As you just saw, we kneaded it a little bit more on a floured surface after it kneaded for like a couple minutes in the mixer there. And you know it's good to go after you can poke it and it just slowly starts bouncing back like this. Okay, and then I have my bowl oiled over here, so we just want to take our ball, little baby here, throw him in our oiled bowl, flip him around so he's nice and coated. And then we just want to cover it. I'm just going to use this towel right here. Again, with the low waste, you could use plastic wrap, but you only use that once. You can easily wash this, use it many, many times, so I prefer to do that. So, funny story. First, let me just show you this feature of my oven. Ta-da! Isn't that cool? Anyways, so to proof the dough, we're gonna stick our bowl into the oven. Wait. Oh, it's on. Okay. Anyways, so the story is, this is a trick you can do to keep your dough warm, but not obviously turn the oven on and make it way too hot, is to just have the light on and have it in there. However, I was trying to do this, and I was getting so frustrated because, I don't know if it's gonna do it, but the light like timed out and turned off after a while, and I'm like, what the hell? Oh, can I say that on YouTube? I don't know. What the heck? Anyways, I wanted it to stay on and keep my dough warm, but it just turns off after a while. And then I realized that right here, there's a setting that says proof. It's specifically for proofing dough, and I didn't realize that it was a thing. But anyways, yes, so if you have that setting, go ahead and do that. If you don't, you can put it with your oven light on. And if you don't want to do any of that, you can let it sit on the counter. It just may take slightly longer to rise. Alright friends, so I've just done a few things here to prepare for our next steps while our dough is proofing. So I just separated the radishes from the greens. I have the greens just sitting in the food processor over here. We're gonna set those aside for now, and we are going to get our pepperoni ready. So, okay, yes, I also washed them off. They were actually quite dirty, both the greens and the radishes. But anyways, so for the pepperoni, so the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna just chop all these up into some thin slices. And we're gonna throw them in our little bowl here, and then we're just gonna make our marinade right in the same bowl. For our marinade, we are going to do soy sauce, garlic powder, some hot paprika, black pepper, some oregano, some nutritional yeast, and some liquid smoke. And then we're just going to stir that all up, get them all nice and coated. Okay, and then we are going to just set these aside for now, and we're going to make our pesto. We are going to fry those up before we put them on our pizza, but I think it's better if you just let them sit in the marinade for just a little bit. So we'll let them sit and we'll make our pesto, we'll fry those up, and then by that time our dough should be ready to go and we will assemble our pizza. Alrighty, and now for our pesto, we got our greens already in here. Totally know how to work this, don't worry guys. Oh my god. Okay, and we are going to add some garlic cloves, some nutritional yeast. Now this is my special little pesto hack, if you will, is I'm using almond flour. So all it is ground up almonds. If you want to get like some blanched almonds and grind them up yourself, be my guest. Or you can use walnuts, you can use pine nuts, whatever you want. It'll just be, you know, harder to blend it all up. So this is my little hack, is just get your almonds pre-ground. So here we go. And then we're gonna do a little salt. Half a lemon. And some olive oil. Just don't spill it like I did. Alright, I'm gonna blend this up. Oh my gosh. Look, you can see it's like risen up to the towel. Holy crap, look at that. You guys remember the little dough ball it was before? Yeah, I think she's ready. Okay, and it is time. So you saw me just fry up those radish slices in a pan with some oil. We have our pesto all ready to go over here. And we got our surface refloured. I have my cast iron skillet. So this is where I guess I veer a bit from Sally's recipe on the dough. She says use pizza pan, whatever, which you still can do if that's what you got. I like the cast iron, so I'm gonna be cooking it in there, which I just greased with some coconut oil. Just grease it with something, some kind of oil or whatever. And then look at our beautiful dough and how well it rose. Are you ready, guys? All right, let me get my hands a little floured. And here we go, guys. This is it. It's our moment of truth. So, this is actually going to make 2 pizzas. So we are going to cut this in half. Looks about half. The other half you can wrap in some wax paper or something and put it in the freezer, and then just take that out. There's instructions for that in the recipe that I'll have linked below for unfreezing and all that. Or you can make 2 pizzas right away. All right, you ready? This is the part I'm bad at, you guys. Woo. Oh my god, if you're like a professional pizza chef or whatever watching me, please don't make fun of me. There goes the oven, it's preheated. Don't forget to do that. See, this is another reason I like the cast iron, because even if you suck at shaping your dough like me, let's see here, hold on. The cast iron keeps it all nice and round. So, there we go. Kind of make it nice and pizza shaped here. So you can totally put this on like a regular baking sheet. You know, it's just, again, if you're not any more talented than me at shaping your pizza dough, it might look not quite so round, but that's fine. It's gonna taste amazing no matter what. Okay, there we go, that looks good, right? All right, now for our toppings. So, as I was trying to say before, this makes 2 pizzas, okay? So we have our other dough ball here. I'm gonna freeze it and I'm gonna save half of the rest of this stuff for later. But so for now, we're gonna put about half of our pesto on here. And I got some vegan cheese. This is the Daya brand. Unfortunately, probably the least low waste part of this recipe, but you know, if you want to make your own homemade vegan cheese, be my guest. Got about the perfect amount left in here. And then about half of our little radish pepperonis will just go on top. They're really nice and greasy, like a real pepperoni. Now don't get me wrong. I am not delirious, or whatever you want to call it. I'm aware. These are still very much radishes. But, you know, the seasoning and the way we cook them and everything, it really does give them like that pepperoni feel. It's like there are more authentic tasting vegan pepperonis out there, but I like this. I like that it's a whole vegetable and it's really good. It gives you that pepperoni feel and it works. I mean, if you want to go buy some vegan pepperonis that are more authentic tasting, go right ahead. But this works really pretty well. Seriously, I'm pretty proud of myself. I cannot wait. So, okay, I'm gonna shut up. This is gonna go in the oven and I'll see you guys when it's done. But you guys, here it is. Our beautiful vegan pesto pizza with radish pepperonis. Oh my god. Okay, 1 second. Let me just show you, like, first of all, how easily it comes out of the pan. So make sure you oil your pan. Ah, beautiful. Because if you do, it'll be that easy. All right, and then let's cut it up. All right, and I got my pizza cutter. Here we go. Oh my gosh, this crust is gorgeous. All right, so let's give it a taste. Oh my god. Let me get a piece of the pepperoni. You guys, it is so good. You have to try this one. I am personally very proud of myself, I'm not gonna lie. The pesto is perfect, the pepperonis came out really how I wanted them to. Like, I really wanted to find a way to use the radish greens and the actual radish in one recipe, and I'm just so proud of myself. Like, I'm sorry, but this is just so good. And like, obviously you can use the greens and the radishes in separate recipes if you like, and that's the great thing about this too. Like, you can take whatever you want from this. Maybe you had a different recipe you were using radishes in and you wanted something to do with the greens, so you just make the pesto. Or maybe you wanted a pizza recipe and you just make the dough, do different toppings. Maybe you do the radish pepperonis and then use red sauce instead of pesto. You know, you can do whatever you want. Plus, and I know it's very involved of a recipe, okay? I understand that, but I promise you, if you do this, like, it is 100% worth it. Like, I'm serious. Like, it's so good, you guys. However, the other good thing about it is now I basically meal prepped, because I have the other half of my dough in the freezer, the other half of my pesto in a container, the rest of the little radish pepperonis in a container. So if I want to make this a second time, I'm all ready to go. Like, it'll have all the instructions in the dough recipe that'll be linked again for that. So basically what you'll do is you'll take out your frozen dough, put it in the fridge, let it sit all day, and then that night you basically just assemble your pizza and bake it, and you're good to go. So you have an amazing pizza right now, and you meal prepped another one. And honestly, what I'm probably gonna do, I'll probably use the other half of the dough to make another pizza, probably with red sauce, and then I'll use the rest of the pesto and put that on some pasta. I think that'd be good too. So you can take whatever you want from this, you know, just make the pesto, just make the pizza, the pepperoni, whatever. But it's so good all together. Like, I hope you try it out. And as always, the full recipes are always linked down below. It'll have Sally's dough recipe for this one, but the pesto and the pepperoni, that's all me, okay? So I'll have all those linked down below. I have my website with all of my recipes on it. They're always in the description. So I've had a couple people ask me, like, where are the measurements? They're always down there, so make sure you're clicking that, and make sure you're subscribed, because I will have more magical vegan recipes for you guys coming. So stay tuned, subscribe, click the like button, leave a comment down below, let me know what you think of this, and if you're gonna make all of it or a part of it, I would be happy to hear that as well. And have an awesome day, guys. Bye!